I'll try to do it at the same time. Let's try.
No, that hurt my hand.
3, 2, 1.
We're back again! Today we're making Rouladen, another weird German dish which is full of joy and meat. Rouladen is like a beef roll-up. And with the Rouladen we're making red cabbage, Rotkohl in German, and salt potatoes. We're only making a little salt potatoes because we're only gonna eat it once. But you can make as much or little as you want. For the red cabbage, we bought with apple, but you can buy plain. I'm going to add extra applesauce. I usually buy these cups, to-go cups. I don't know what they are. Individual cups, cubby cups, because they only sell them in like the giant jar that's bigger than this jar, I think, otherwise, and you don't need that much applesauce. At least where we live, they only have these cups and like a giant jar. And butter. And sugar. Yeah, so I'm gonna start with the red cabbage because it always tastes better if it had some time to meld the flavors. So we're gonna start with that. Now I need to move to the stove. So now start by struggling to open the red cabbage thingy.
You get it?
No. You open it, please.
No.
Thank you. Then just pour it in the pot. Shake, 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 shake. It's packed and they're pretty tight. Funny story, one of my friends, I made this for Thanksgiving and she really enjoyed it, so she got some herself. And then she needed purple shampoo because she felt her hair was too brassy, so she used this. Totally food unrelated, and I think not recommended, but okay. Now your jaw is pretty much all in there. You can turn on the stove and start adding butter. We have unsalted. If you ever make a German recipe and it calls for butter, it's gonna be 99% of the time unsalted butter because salted butter isn't really a thing. There's no real measurements here, but I'm using 3 tablespoons for now. I might add more. Then applesauce. This is no sugar added applesauce. And also this is more by taste. Or I should say, a friend's mother made this once for me. And she just used it straight out of the can. And it was really not good. So I was like, ugh, it's like sour. And this was like one of my favorite sides as a kid. So I was like really confused why it is so bad. Because I always just like saw my mom buy the can or the jar as well. So I was like, what's going on? And I talked to my mom after and she was like, oh yeah, I add like extra applesauce and sugar and butter. And I'm like, ugh, no wonder. Secret good taste ingredients, I guess. I never told my friend's mom in case anybody's wondering. I was just like, delicious. Now stir. So we're making this first because, as I said, reheated, this always tastes best like the next day. I don't know why some overnight magic happens, but I'm hoping by making this first and then letting the rouladen cook for 2 hours, it'll be the same magic. Maybe it's just a 2-hour magic and not overnight magic. And we're adding some sugar. I have a 1/4 cup here. I'm gonna add like half of that. Yeah, half. I've decided in the moment about half. Now we just need to wait for this to like come to a boil so the butter melts and heats, and then we'll taste it. But for now we'll go back to the rouladen. Okay, so first things first, let's start with the type of meat we have. So we had to special order this cut of meat because I guess rouladen aren't really a thing in Japan, which doesn't really surprise me, but I know other commissaries I've been to before did have this cut of meat, and there's an English Wikipedia site for rouladen if you want to Wikipedia that shit. So basically this is a really thin top round cut. Shoom. Yeah, it's an eighth of an inch thick. Yes, an eighth of an inch thick. Usually it would be better if it were like a little longer and broader, just bigger in general, but this will work. They'll just be cute teensy tiny ones. Ask your butcher for long, broad, a 1/4 of an inch thick top round slices. If you 1/8 of an inch thick slices if you want to make rouladen. Then we have crunchy gherkins, which have the label ripped off because those are the pickles I like. Then we have dill pickles because those are the ones Aaron likes. Then we have red wine salt, which I made at home. Yes, because you can add, after you sear the meat, you can add red wine, but we don't have any, and I didn't feel like buying any, so we're using red wine salt to season instead of regular salt, but you can use regular salt, add wine, or don't add wine. And then black pepper, tomato paste for the sauce, and an onion, and mustard, and bacon. Well, we'll start with cutting the onions. So I'm going to cut the onions just in slices. In dices. Change my mind. Roll with it. Can you get me a bowl for the discard?
You're the discard.
You're the discard. And I'm chopping these rather finely because they're gonna need to be rolled up. Okay, I'm keeping this to the side because I'm not sure we're gonna need much more onion than that. So for now, half a white onion. Okay. Now I'm gonna rinse off my hands real quick. Okay, I'm back again. Crunchy gherkins, crunchy gherkins. Size comparison.
Are we gonna two?
Gonna quarter them. Wipe off my hands. Okay. Let's make some space. How would you like your pickles cut?
Just give me that. Yeah. I'll crunch on that. We cut. Is there a little nub on that one? No, it's good. Oh.
I think that's more size appropriate.
Yeah. About the same. Same.
But different. Okay. So I've put a few things away just to have more space. So we're gonna make one, and then to save time, we're just gonna cut after the first one. Don't wanna watch me doing this for 10 or 20 minutes.
I do. The meat looks fun. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, let's start with seasoning the meat. So I'm gonna take some of the red wine salt. We'll make a video on this eventually.
Because, I mean, if you have to touch it.
I think that's sufficient salt. Pepper. And mustard. Of course, I didn't want that to happen, but
Did you get the pre-cum?
yeah. And then spread the mustard. Okay. Yes, then some onions. This way. Okay, then a slice of bacon. Bacon's gonna be longer than the meat.
I'm just gonna, I'll leave whatever you cut off.
Pickle. And then just
That's it?
that's it. Uh-oh. Then we have some meat elastics. These are oven safe. Meat shrinks when it cooks. I hope this will stay on. Okay. One really tight one, one rather loose one. So that's how you make it. See you in 10 meat rolls later. Okay, so now we're done rolling all the meat. So now we're gonna go over to the pot and sear them in hot oil. And then once they're all seared, we're gonna pour water into the pot and let them cook with some tomato paste for about 2 hours. If you have a pressure cooker, it'll only be half an hour, but we don't. Okay, so since this pot is too small, we're gonna actually cook them in this pot, but I'm still gonna use this pot to sear because, as we all know, non-stick pans don't give the best sear. Now it's also the perfect time to maybe taste your red cabbage and see if you want to adjust the flavors. Still a little too sour for my liking, I think. So I'm gonna add the remainder of the 1/4 cup of sugar. So basically just get it to a flavor you like. Better. Gonna add the 4th apple sauce and some more butter. Okay, I can tell this is getting hot. So this can wait, and I'm gonna drop in the first ugly meat rolls. So you can see it's searing. they don't release easily when you try to pick them up. If you have to really yank it, just leave them a little longer. Then also just turn them so the other sides can sear. Doesn't have to be a perfect sear, just a little. It's losing its rubber thing. Okay, so we finished frying all the rouladen and transferred them to the bigger pot. Gotta turn down the heat a little. Now I'm gonna just add some water to scrape loose all the nice browned bits. Gonna add some beef bouillon. And I'm trying to really get all the brown meat bits. Okay, let's see this end. Okay. Okay. Looks good. Oh yeah, this one we wanted to break loose, so it got skewered. Now, oh yeah, I'm adding some tomato paste to give the sauce a little more flavor and to thicken it. Like a big whopping tablespoon. You don't need a crazy amount because it's not a tomato dish. Now I have fun dissolving it. Oh yes, we also tasted the red cabbage in the meantime, so to get it to our liking, we added 1/4 cup sugar, 4 cups of 2 regular applesauce and 2 unsweetened applesauce because I still had some regular left from Thanksgiving, and 5 tablespoons of butter. That's what it took. So if you want to recreate it, those are the guidelines. Okay, now I'm gonna put a lid on it and we'll see you in like 1.5 hours to make the potatoes and then hopefully eat. So now we're making the salt potatoes. So you just gotta, we washed these, or Aaron did, and you just cut them. You're like about this size. So you have some chunky chunks. And then you just throw them into a pot of very well salted water and cook them until they're tender. To test if potatoes are done, you just take a pointy knife, not a butter knife, and poke them. And if you don't feel any resistance, the potatoes are done. And then to eat, you can add either extra salt or just leave them as they are. We're not gonna film cooking the potatoes because I think everybody knows how to cook potatoes. Now everything is cooked. The rouladen cooked for about 2 hours. This we cooked in the beginning, and this we just started cooking about half an hour before the rouladen were at the 2 hour mark. So now I'm gonna plate some short potatoes. Unfortunately, the kind we got at the store kind of loses its skin as it cooks, I guess, which is strange, but still tasty. I mean, potatoes are potatoes, right? Then we reheated this. Which one?
One of mine, preferably. The one with the, no, yeah.
Slippery bastard. Okay. Now Aaron is gonna see how it tastes.
So I'm back, and my favorite part of these videos is when I get to eat the food that Eve has made.
Wait. Salt bay.
Okay. Weird. So I don't know if, I think when we were, I'm sure Eve's mom will watch and let us know, but I think when I was in Germany visiting a couple years ago, I think her mom made this. But I don't know. So anyways, I like pickles. I don't like gherkins. That's why I got the dill pickles, and Eve used gherkins for hers, so let's give it a shot. It's really good.
Good. How's the saucy sauce?
That's good. A lot of bacon. It is tender. Like everything, like falls apart. That's not a bad thing. I mean, I'll scoop it all up, throw it together.
Made it seem bad. How about the potatoes?
It's a fucking potato.
I added flaky salt.
That's very flaky, salty. No, it's really good. I haven't been hungry all day because we made enchiladas earlier. I'm still really not hungry. I don't need this whole thing. And this stuff, this red sauerkraut.
No.
Red
Red
sauerkraut.
cabbage.
I'm kidding. No, the red cabbage is good. It's like every time I smell it, it reminds me of Christmas or New Year's because that's when she makes it. Sorry, I'm pointing a knife at you. But yeah, no, it's really good.
Did it get better? Did my strategy work to make it first?
Yeah, it always works like that.
Okay, see you next time.
What's next time? What are you gonna make next time?
I don't know. Maybe I'll bake something.
Okay. I'm gonna do it again? I'm gonna wave again? No, you loser. No?
No,
You started waving? Okay.
I don't wait.
We'll
See you.
See you later.
Wouldn't want to be you.
I'm gonna throw this in the trash now.